Mission Monday family, what is something that you need to hear? That is your mission this week. At least once this week, ask somebody, hey, what's something you just need to hear from me? Now, last week we had a mission that was all about advice. I asked you to ask somebody what was the best piece of advice they've ever received. Make sure you're ready to share your best piece of advice you've ever received. But advice can also be kind of tricky. Sometimes when you say, hey, let me give you a piece of advice, it's not always that well received. And maybe unsolicited advice isn't always the best thing for us to do, but the flip side of that is sometimes we need to just ask people, what is it you need to hear? So at least once this week, I want you to go up to somebody that you think needs to hear this and say, hey, I need to know, what is it that you need to hear? What do you need to hear from me? Now that might be something like, hey, I got your back, or, you know, you're good at this, you can do this. Or maybe it might be something like, hey, suck it up. I don't know. There's lots of different things that we all need to hear to help us get through our day or the next hour or the next meeting or the next tough thing or the year, whatever it is. But when we ask somebody, what is it that they need to hear, we're going to learn a little more about them, and we're also going to know better how we can support them. So again, at least once this week, make sure you go up to somebody and say, hey, what is it that you need to hear from me that's going to help you out? I haven't mentioned this in a while, and I'm going to mention it now. I have the good fortune to be a keynote at the National Youth Advocacy and Resiliency Conference. That's going to be on March 5th through 8th in Savannah, Georgia. I am the closing keynote. You can find information for that at missionmonday.com, which I would love it if you go to missionmonday.com. I'd love you to go to that conference, and I love you guys.